during the speeches, I got like such an elbow from Avi.
Oh my God.
I was snoring so loud.
Oh.
I was like fighting myself. I'm like, stay up. And then I had one of those loud hiccups. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Hello and welcome to the Carpool Guys podcast, where three dads just trying their best talk about life, work, family, and all the detours in between. We've made mistakes, lots of mistakes, but we've also learned a few things along the way. We don't have it all figured out, but that's never stopped us from sharing our 2 cents anyway. The Carpool Guys podcast is hosted by Asher Dworetsky, John Ackerman, and Dave from Flatbush Tenenbaum. Buckle up, it's carpool time. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are hot on the heels of really our most successful episode where we interviewed Allison Blass. So shouts to Allison Blass. Thank you so much.
She was so incredible, and I hope that everybody who listened felt inspired as we did. It was really incredible. I don't know, Dave, how'd you walk out of that one?
I was blown away by what Allison said. And we didn't have to make Aliyah to hit those high numbers. So it was really double impressive.
Okay, fair enough. It really was our most successful episode. I think many people listened to for curiosity, but at the same time gained so much from her story, her positive attitude. And Baruch Hashem, it's trending in a positive direction, should continue to do so. Ad Meir Simcha. So, John, you were saying with our incredible numbers, I think we eclipsed 2 million listeners.
Well, I do want to say to everybody who's new to the show, welcome aboard. We're really excited to have you. As Allison says, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube, and as we said last week, we're now on Amazon Podcasts, which is kind of fun.
I know I said I wouldn't say it, but at the barbecue, at my family barbecue last night, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
It's true.
My family was claiming they couldn't find us. So I was telling them about YouTube, that there's a new site that they have videos, shorts, and longs. But then my brother was saying that there's a
YouTube is a new site.
A website that we had to be on. And I was so delighted to see at the table, he kept on saying for the last like 6 months, he's been saying this Podbean. And hate to break it to you, we're on Podbean also.
Yes, we are.
Oh, there we go.
I said it was like the lot less of podcasts, but it's a podcast streaming network, and we're on it.
Podbean? It's a podcast streaming network.
Yep, we're on it.
We're on there, and not only that, but we're like the number one on Good Pods, not only in Jewish, but also dad-oriented podcasts, something like that. I don't know.
They love us on Good Pods.
They love us. I don't. They can't get any other traction. They should sponsor us. That's really what it comes down to. We're driving business for them. Anyway, but
by the way,
you're right. Yeah. Welcome to all the listeners. We figured ourselves out a little bit. I don't know, not in life, but in podcasting, we've tried to figure ourselves out that we are trying to tell real life stories and trying to find the humor in life, the lightness in the everyday. And thank God we've found our audience, I think.
So, Asher, you are recently returned from Israel for a big family simcha that has a strong tie to the show. Tell us about it.
It's true. So, former guest, my sister Nava, and my nephew, Meir Simcha, my nephew's bar mitzvah, and he celebrated his bar mitzvah on Lag BaOmer and over the past Shabbos. And it was so wonderful. We had such a great time. So I want to wish a mazel tov to Meir Simcha, his parents, Nava and Steven, and my parents and my sister's in-laws. Mazel tov to everyone, and also to Shua, Nesia, his siblings. And like Dave said, I'm sure our family is still currently listening to our podcast.
And I expect them that they have always been loyal listeners, and we hope that they are still listening in Israel.
So, Dave, you had an idea for a new segment to the show. Why don't you kick us off?
So we always have a lot on our minds. And by the way, if you email us, we'll read all the comments, whether or not we like them or not. We read everything.
That's just
and one thing that did come up was that we have a lot on our minds and a lot happens over 2 weeks. So we're actually going to give, it might be our first contest, but naming rights. If you name this segment, then you could win a prize. And
this has done really well for us in the past, by the way. So many people join in on our contest.
That's why it's our first ever.
You will win a prize.
You win a prize. And basically, you will have the opportunity.
That's what it is. It's a Tesla Cybertruck with the carpool
You know,
guys.
one day somebody's going to want to claim this. We're going to be in lawsuits sitting there like with a lawyer we could barely afford.
That guy from Pepsi who won
with the plane, with the airplane.
Yeah. Editor's note, we are not giving away a Cybertruck.
We're not giving away a Tesla. We'll probably have hopefully some swag coming down the pipeline. But we're going to in the beginning of every episode, we're going to go around the room and we're going to quickly just say something, whether or not it's personal, whether or not it's something that happened in the news, going on right now, whatever it is. And we're just excited. It's going to be a short, just little update. You know, there's a show I don't usually listen, but there's a show called, it's like Z100 or something, and they go around the room. They talk about different things on the Welt. You know,
I like to. You're like, I don't really listen, but yes, listen. When somebody does something good, you just steal from them. That's what it is. Okay.
So, John, you're the oldest, so you could start.
It's true.
Thanks. Okay, this is on my mind. Asher, you mentioned this, but it's there, and I feel like at some point I actually want to do a show on this. But more and more reading in the news, aliens, and I'm just like waiting for the next shoe to drop. And I know like some people are hearing this, they're like, "Yes, John, we get it. Star Wars, aliens." I'm just every time I read an article, you know, Trump said that Obama shouldn't be talking about this stuff, and Obama said that it's top secret. We can't talk. There's so much allusion to it right now that something I feel like is going on. And then I actually I saw a tweet by my good friend Rabbi David Bashevkin,
classmate of mine, high school classmate.
Yeah. Correct. And one day, friend of the show, and Rabbi Bashevkin was tweeting about if we find out that there are, in fact, aliens, the question was like, well, how does that impact your theological observance, your Jewish observance or whatever? Where does that put you? So this has been on my mind. I don't know what to think. Part of me is hopeful. Part of me is extremely fearful. But that's where I'm at. That's on my mind.
You plan on having like an alien guest? Is that like what you're waiting for?
Yeah.
We are, as soon as they reveal themselves, we are the podcast they are going to choose to go on. It's not Joe Rogan. They're going to go on the Carpool Guys.
Yeah.
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 I mean, if they journeyed here,
Carpool Guys.
They went on a carpool. So
speaking of aliens, I'm curious to know, like, while this alien business is going on, the hantavirus is going on.
Yeah.
And I'm not concerned about it yet, but I don't like when you see numbers going up. I think
it's true.
There's a case now in New York. It got the cruise line, you know, and the story about it where two guys were bird watching, had to go into a dump and start climbing on rat feces. That's where it came from. It comes from mice droppings.
It came from people who were bird watching?
People were bird watching, and they climbed into a dump, like a garbage dump.
Dumpster.
And no, not a dumpster.
No, like a landfill.
Like a landfill.
A landfill.
Yeah.
And they contracted this disease, and they went onto this cruise, and then people have died. And now it's an emergency thing from the National Guidelines of Emergencies. And kind of like what COVID was.
Those are very serious.
They had a name for it.
From the National Guidelines of Emergencies is very serious.
I feel like we're still all a little bit, we have trauma from the COVID experience. And
this is what it was like in like 1920. It was like, oh my God, do you guys remember in 1918 when the Spanish
So like,
flu?
I would just say like, if you see like mouse dropping somewhere, don't like start playing with it.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I read that article. I saw, you know why they go to the landfills?
Why did they go to the landfill?
That was just short of you're the dumbest person I've ever
No,
heard.
he wasn't saying you. He was
not
talking
you.
about the people who
Not
jumped
you.
in the landfill.
Dave, I am with you. These guys are the dumbest people. Like, they went to the landfill because the birds eat at landfills because there's like garbage. There's like food for them. So they knew that's the best bird watching. Can you imagine? Like, yeah, I'm going to go bird watching on a landfill. And I mean, yes, I'm going to be walking in like poop and in garbage, but birds.
That's like sticking your head in the toilet to see like toilet fish.
Wait, what a toilet fish? Is that like goldfish after you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If you hear that the most aquatic fish are under the cesspool, these are blowing bubbles because you want to see the green alien fish.
So now we have another global pandemic coming our way because of the guys who jumped in the landfill to watch the birds. That's what you're telling me.
That's pretty much what's going on. I mean, and there are cases. There was a case in Israel, and there's a case in America, in New York.
Guys, settle down. I understand. This is. I really want to ask this question. Number one, John. 2 things. Are you more afraid of aliens or ChatGPT?
Ooh, it's like which one's going to get us first, AI or aliens? It's like which movie am I more afraid of, Independence Day or Terminator?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Okay, and. Don't ask Dave because he's seen neither of those.
I was just thinking you commented.
Okay.
But he just dated himself with Terminator. I mean, I know that was
dating himself. It's a classic.
It's a classic anyway. from like our early adult childhood.
Is Matrix better? If I say Matrix, that's better, right? Not much better, but it's like
that's a fair point. The Matrix is also an AI.
So I think I'm theoretically more afraid of aliens, but I am practically more afraid of AI. But the thing is, AI also is really super helpful, and the aliens are not yet super helpful.
You don't know. So maybe we've reversed engineered all of this, and they've been very helpful.
I guess, right? What if AI is really just alien tech? It's a good point.
And now, Dave, I have the following question for you. It's true that the pandemic was horrible, and people died, and it was horrendous, and we know people who lost loved ones, and it's very, very, very horrendous. But were there good things that happened during that time that you were like, I didn't have to wear pants for 3 months? That was nice.
So there as with everything, there are positives that come out of it. I did win the Tannenbaum family won the Young Israel of West Hempstead video competition.
That's true.
I remember that.
You guys
we did win $200 to like
really $200.
Yeah, it was Oma's, Wing Wang, Solly's.
Wow.
We split it up.
Can I just point something out? Asher's like, I know that a lot of people died, but #no pants.
Yeah, no. Jeez, for God's sake.
I was gonna just jump into the pants part, but then I didn't want people to sit there and say like, oh, it's not only that, but everyone that I know is like, oh, I haven't gone to work since the pandemic. I'm like, I went to work the 1st September after the pandemic, and I have not stopped going to work. I didn't go.
I went to work earlier than that.
Anyway,
we went during the pandemic.
You went during the pandemic.
So I had
no, but you were going to. I was going to work.
I checked in on some of the homes.
You went
after
live.
I was quarantined. I did go to some of the homes.
Did you get a letter that you were a
no.
What was that called?
A danger that's Eitan got it.
No. Did you get it that you were what was it called?
A menace to
essential
society?
Worker?
No, it's essential worker.
Yeah, we all had it. We all had.
I had a letter also that I was essential worker. I was like so proud of myself. I was like, look at me, I'm essential. So nice.
You and the lady at ShopRite, you got the same letter.
So my personal story, is it my turn yet? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Asher,
I was at a wedding last night.
I thought you were just gonna do trivia instead. Would you rather?
We would like to do would you rathers, but this is where I'm going with this one. I was at a wedding of I would say long-time listener, or not necessarily yet long-time listener last night. And I'm sitting there with my wife, and you know how the parents of the couple or the couple themselves comes around and they take pictures at the tables with everybody. So we're sitting there and taking the picture. They happen to have been my cousins. Everybody who was there, who knows, you know who they are. It's fine. I just don't feel the need to name drop. It was Jerry Seinfeld. So we're sitting there at the wedding, and they come around, and they whisper in my ear, by the way, we love the podcast. And I'm like,
amazing.
This is like your most exciting moment of your life, your son's wedding, and you're focused on the podcast. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, but that's
Did
because,
they say that under the chuppah?
I mean, I'm not surprised at all. It's like when you ever see like where like Shaq shows up to a wedding or Trump shows up to a wedding. You are the celebrity.
Yeah.
I guess
Asher, you're like Shaq in every way.
In every way. Other than the obvious tall one. No,
Shaq's also
I've seen videos that people love Shaq. Like he comes over, people will give him a hug, they'll start crying, he'll give them a kiss on their cheek. He's like lovable in that way. I wish I was more like him.
I'm Googling, is Shaq
a real person?
Child?
A middle child? You think he's a middle child? I feel like he comes from a big family. I mean, the obviously tall family, but is he a middle child?
I don't know. I can't find it.
Okay. Fair enough.
We'll research this for next time. Maybe I'll do a little drop in when I edit.
But we really did have a great time on this trip to Israel. And then I came back. We flew in Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Why are you laughing at me? And I
realized I just should have gotten busted. I'm like, I had a little bit of an ADD moment, and I just answered something on a WhatsApp that
all three of us are.
We're a third of this WhatsApp group right here, right? We're a quarter of it, and yet I feel the need to answer to it. Sorry,
I'm not judging you. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
What did you write?
I didn't write anything.
You put a picture?
Yeah.
Of what? Well, that's so nice. Anyway, so now that we're all distracted, so we got back. I landed Wednesday. It was Wednesday, like I pushed through. I was like soldiering through. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get through it. And I had a client at 8 o'clock at night. I was like, I'm going to make it through. I'm not taking a nap, Everybody in my house fell asleep at 7:30. I had a client at 8 o'clock. I had a good meeting. And then Thursday came, and I felt this incredible wave of exhaustion that I have not felt in years. And it just reminded me of like, I'm always tired. It's not like jet lag is like a new thing. I am always tired all the time. And I'm not sure when it started. I feel like I've been tired since like I'm 21 years old. I don't know. So like this was something I floated to you guys. I imagine that many people our age and people younger and John's age also feel like they're tired all the time. And I'm curious, like this is already a well-established fact that everybody knows. I don't drink coffee after 11 o'clock in the morning because I will not be able to fall asleep at night. But I am always tired. So I'm going to go to John. John, I'm passing this to you. This is going to be our topic of the day. Why are we always tired all the time?
All the time. I'm exhausted all the time. And it's a physical exhaustion. There's a little bit of a mental exhaustion for sure. But I've also hit the point now where I hit a wall. And we've been talking about this. Like we record at night, a little peek behind the scenes. We record at night and we're all exhausted by the time we're done recording the pod. But 10 o'clock-ish, maybe even before that, I'll hit a wall and I'm like, forget it. I'm cooked for the night.
But do you go to sleep at 10 o'clock?
I'm usually, I would say, in bed at around 10, and Necham and I watch a show for 5 minutes, and then she's asleep. But it's
Yeah.
I think it's more than that. There's never a day where it's not packed with stuff that needs to happen. And I think that, I don't know if it's just the parenting part, but I think life has become this just speed train of there's no stopping and it's just, everything's constantly going. And I think that really wears you down.
So I would say that I mean, first of all, full disclosure, 15 minutes before this podcast, Avi woke me up and said, aren't you doing a podcast tonight? I was sitting on the recliner and I was out cold. So 100% I relate.
Does your wife get upset at you about this?
What?
That you're taking naps during the day?
It wasn't a nap. It was, I was just.
You were sleeping for the night.
I fell asleep.
Passed out.
My wife does not like that I take naps.
I do find myself falling asleep a lot more often than ever before. I think a large part of it has to do with the fact that we don't have a stop. And I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this because I'm really not the most helpful in the morning or at night. But like the day starts at 6:00.
That's true.
And then it goes, and especially now that we have like older kids, they don't go to sleep. So it's just it's really, besides the fact that we have work and life in between, there's like no like downtime.
I think it's also,
I find downtime, but there's no downtime for most people.
Yeah, there's always something to do now with our phones, right? So like there's never not something on. There's never not an activity or a game or like a something for you to do. You know, like I was thinking, you know, as we were prepping for the show a little bit, and I was reading through some different things and thinking back to as a kid, so we didn't have all this stuff. You had the shows that we watched, right, or the sports that we watched, but everything was at a fixed time. And if you didn't see the show at that time, so it's over, right? You missed it and it's going to be on again next week or whatever it is. Yeah. But this notion that all of TV ever is now there, available to us.
But that speaks, I think, more to the idea that we can't be bored anymore.
Yeah, there is no bored. There's no bored.
There's my kids, they're bored for 13 seconds and they're like, oh, I'm bored. And it's like, you don't know what boredom is. But to me, look, I am very, very, very guilty of going to sleep way too late. Like I will be sometimes up till 1:00 in the morning, 1:30. It's terrible. And there's no reason for it at all. There is absolutely no reason for me to be up that late. It just, sometimes I'll be up late and I'll be like, oh, I'll call my parents in Israel now because they're awake now, and that's what it is. But I wake up in the morning, I'm like, you know that feeling, and maybe I want to know if you can relate to it. And I wonder if people out there in Listenerville relate to it. Do you know that feeling when you wake up in the morning and you're like, I can't wait till I get back into bed tonight?
Yes.
It is. Yeah?
Yes.
Dave?
I mean, well, that's when I wake up to go to the bathroom at 2:00 in the morning.
Well,
I'm like, I hope I fall back asleep.
That's so. By the way, so Meir Simcha's bar mitzvah on Friday night. So we had landed Thursday after. It's so weird. You land Thursday afternoon after leaving at 12:00 on Wednesday, whatever it was. So you missed the entire Thursday, and then so we had one day of being awake, and then Friday night, I'm like, oh my God, there is no way I'm going to be able to get up for the bar mitzvah. My kids woke up at like 12:00 on Friday. I was so nervous, and I woke up at 3:00 in the morning, and I could not fall asleep the entire night of Friday night because I was like, we are in a basement apartment. There is no light. I'm going to sleep through this bar mitzvah. My sister will never speak to me ever again. And I literally was up the whole night. I woke up, I'm reading, I'm like tossing and turning. I was trying to be like calm about it, but I was, you know, it's not a pleasant feeling when you're just up all night long.
So this is something more in my old age, I guess, but I can't sleep away from home. I'm just true as I've never been able to. Like we were in Boston last week for a bar mitzvah, and I absolutely I just don't sleep at night.
Yeah. I have a hard time sleeping away from home also. I love just sleeping at home.
I don't enjoy sleeping. I think it's either the bed that I don't always enjoy.
Let me ask you guys a different take on this. Do you think that an element of this is because of like the Jewish lifestyle is more taxing? Meaning like, you think
that people who are not religious or not Jewish are not
I think
tired?
that there's an element of, you know, for somebody who's not Jewish or for somebody who's not, you know, Shabbos observant, that Saturday is just a chill day. And I think that there might be a value in that. We obviously have Shabbos as a built-in, you know, quote unquote day of rest.
Did Donald Trump say that all Jews should celebrate Shabbos?
Yes.
This Shabbos.
Yes. He's doing
this big Shabbos?
Shabbos across America from Donald Trump.
Yeah. Trump's all in on it. Yeah.
Can you tell me
to honor the America's 250th birthday.
But so Dave, you and I both do security. We volunteer once in a while for shul security, and we have to wake up earlier in the morning. So think about it, like
that wasn't a laugh line. You both do security. Very
yes, exactly. Very intimidating. It's called Operation.
I'm very appreciative that you do it, but
I do it for the donuts.
for the donuts. But it makes it a long day. It becomes an exhausting day. There's a lot of time spent in shul, and the Jewish lifestyle that revolves around both the synagogue and the yeshiva, right? So all of a sudden, we're way more involved in the community than I think a lot of people are, because there's all the extracurricular, extra community stuff on top of the fact that our kids have a double long day because of the dual curriculum. And then we're involved in shul events and we're involved in school events on top of all this. So I think there might be an extra Jewish.
Are you saying, no, is this a new, are you trying to, I'm not picking on you. It's not the school of mock, but are you saying that this is like a newfound thing, or is this because our parents also were active?
Our fatigue right now?
No, I'm saying for us, I think we're at that. I think this is the wheelhouse of like we're just starting to feel aches and pains. I don't know if anybody saw, like at some point during this podcast, I switched over because my leg was feeling like cramped up and dead legs. I get into my car in 2 stages. I have a gray hair right here. We're just, so we're not, we spoke about it when I was with Asher a few weeks ago, which is like we're not the same. We can't go to sleep at 1 o'clock and expect to get up at 4 o'clock, or 5 o'clock. Things are changing with us. So now that we have, our kids are more active. We're more active. We're doing more carpools, more pickups, more drop-offs. And then we're Jewish. Yeah, John, we're Jewish also.
I think you're talking about practical part. I think the anxiety of life nowadays is really something that we're not speaking about. The rat race is certainly part of it, that we're constantly on the move, constantly trying to hustle to try to make a living. But then there's anxieties that, I don't know if it really, these types of, yes, it's true. We're not running from the Nazis, and, it's true. But there's anxieties about our life that it just doesn't exist. Like when we were in Israel, the kids, they run around. They don't care. The parents don't care. They're not worried about them running in the streets. Lag BaOmer, we were watching 2-year-olds light a fire that was 45 feet tall. Nobody cares in there about these types of things. And I'm walking down the street with my kids on Shabbos, and I saw some guy walking towards us. I'm like, what's he holding in his hand? Oh, it's a phone. There's a level of anxiety that we're living with here nowadays in 2026 that is so weird, and it just makes us exhausted. And we're always just I think you said, we're always waiting for that next shoe to drop. We're always concerned that something's always going to happen, and we're worried about this person who's sick, that person who's sick, this thing that's going on, and it's a lot.
Do you guys ever feel like there's also just the way everything is now with tech, there's no escape from work stuff? So, I took off a few days a couple weeks ago after surgery, and so I was actually like, you know what, this is great. I rested.
You didn't get a leg amputated, John. You had a nose thing cleared out.
Wow!
After surgery.
Thank you. Yes,
you have had a really serious surgery in the past.
No,
this was correct.
I have.
Nose.
No, but that's my point. So
his inside of his nose was taken out. Give the guy a break.
No, I'm not going to give him a break.
They took bones after surgery. I didn't even know there was no
people are sitting here listening, and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened to John?"
I'm fine. I'm obviously fine.
He had his sinuses cleared out. It's not a big deal.
No, it's not. But I took off 3 days. One day for the day of the surgery.
Maybe you should make a Seudas Hodah after this one, John.
Yes. We're going to tell that story one day. It's going to be amazing. The Seudas Hodah story. But I took off the day of the surgery and then 2 days afterwards to recover. So I put on my email away message, and actually for the first day I put away my phone for most of the day, and I just relaxed, and it was amazing. Just I didn't have to do anything. But when I took my phone back, so my email had the auto away message on, but there was no stopping WhatsApp, and my WhatsApp was out of control, messages piling up, and that that absolutely caused an anxiety for me of this. There's going to be a mountain of messages I have to get back to, and they're all waiting now because I don't have a WhatsApp away message. And I know there's WhatsApp for work. I know that for businesses. I know that exists, but I don't have it. So what do you do?
What is WhatsApp for business? I've never heard of this before.
There's a WhatsApp for business that has the ability, I guess, to put up an away message.
Wow.
So I don't have it, but you have to get a special.
I agree with you. We are so connected to our phones that there's no off button.
Yes.
And that is exhausting. Even like sometimes when I play like 2 backgammon games in a row, like my thumb starts getting stuck in that position. So really, no, they're really. I think we're nonstop, and I think some people on WhatsApp are like super like have to comment on everybody's comments.
You're right, and this is something that did not. It really did not exist. It did not exist when our parents were our age. They did not have. There was a phone on the wall. Maybe they had a cell phone, a flip phone, whatever. They did not have a constant barrage of information coming at them all day, every day. It's true, 100%, 100%. This morning, I have no fault with the parents that did it. Every right to do it. Before I even got to school this morning, I got 2 messages. Can you check into these 2 things? It was like before, I don't know, 7 something. And I don't fault them. And I don't have to deal with it at that moment. It was like they were trying to tell me, when you get to school, can you please deal with it? And it was they have every right to send it to me. But my day started that much earlier today. Now, everybody in my family was throwing up last night. So that was what started our day. Anyway, and shout out to my wife. My wife is the one who handles the throw up in the family. So I really credit to her. She is a hero in every way, shape, or form. She also has a philosophy that she wills herself not to get sick. I don't know how she does it. I have no idea. She does it.
So I actually wanted to just mention a funny thing about being tired. I went to a bar mitzvah a few weeks ago in Boston.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, I don't remember.
But
no, you mentioned that in the WhatsApp group that you were texting in.
No, he literally just
said. I literally just mentioned it 10 minutes ago, Ash.
Okay.
So during the speeches, I guess like I became that old guy. During the speeches, at one point, I got like such an elbow from Avi.
Oh my God.
I was snoring so loud. And people were like looking at me giggling. And then if it doesn't make it worse, I was like fighting myself. I'm like, stay up. And then I had one of those loud hiccups. You know, like the, you know what I'm saying?
You mean you had sleep apnea and you stopped breathing for a second?
Yeah.
So sleep apnea during the rabbi's speech is not what
I was literally that guy who was snoring and like snoring and hiccuping in the middle of.
Were you embarrassed? Were you embarrassed when she woke you up?
No, I wasn't. I looked around you look around hoping that nobody noticed, but like. Everybody's staring at you.
I fell asleep at somebody. I may have been at John's house. I don't remember whose house it was. And I fell asleep on the couch. And I woke up, and everybody's looking at me.
I was there for that.
Wow, you were there for that.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Wow, you really?" They're like, "You really snore a lot." I was so embarrassed. Embarrassed.
It was probably me that made that comment.
I don't think it was you. No, it wasn't. It was a female wife of one of our friends. Yeah. It was embarrassing.
Was it Mrs. Tannenbaum?
Shout out to Nechama Ackerman.
Oh, okay, good. At least she was coming from a medical standpoint.
Yeah, from medical. I don't think it was Nechama. I don't.
It might have been that it was Avi.
I don't remember who it was. You think it was Avi?
Usher is trying really hard like to backtrack on this.
What?
Usher's trying so
Whatever
hard
it was,
to
I didn't know that Dave was there and it was Avi. Anyway, the point is,
it doesn't sound like her though. But I think we were all watching.
I was so mortified when I woke up. I was like, "Oh my God, this is so embarrassing."
You know what we need?
But I'm tired and I snore. What do you want from my life?
We're all there. We're all with you. You know what we need? You guys remember AIM, like instant messenger from a bunch of years ago?
Remember, my father still uses it.
Oh my! It still exists?
My father still uses the AOL client. You come into his office and he goes, "You've got mail." I'm like, "Oh,
I love it.
God,
you've got mail."
Wow. Is that when we used to go like ASL school?
I remember ASL that was like those chats.
Age, sex, location, and your school.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. But on the instant messages, they used to have away messages where you could say, "I'm away," and people would put up funny away messages or whatever. Like, we need life away messages. Like, I'm out today. I'm sick today. I'm whatever today. I'm on like everybody leave me alone. Why does Apple not have an app that just for all of your stuff, your text, your WhatsApp, like I'm out
They
today?
do,
and
John.
I hate to break it to you, but there is.
It's called the off button.
It says this person's do not disturb is on.
No, I know the do not disturb, but I'm saying like if you're going away, like you can put up an email, an automatic response, right? Telling people I'm not working today. But like, why can't it also be that? Because that for me, that's the thing. The texts and the WhatsApps are like a huge anxiety for me because knowing that it's not only gonna pile up, but it's called like, instant messages. Like it's they pile up and people expect a response. If you send somebody a WhatsApp,
this is a shout out to Hindi Schiff, mother-in-law of David Kesselman. So I think I may have told this story already. My mother told me that when she davens in the morning in the house, she turns off her phone and no one can bother her during her davening time. I am guilty of not doing this, and the times that I am mindful to turn off my phone, my davening is exponentially better because it was not great in the first place, but it's exponentially better. There is an off button. We can turn the phone off. Now, I am terrible about doing it.
That's not what I mean, because you can turn off your phone and you can ignore it, but the messages are still there and people are expecting you
I hear
to
your
respond.
point. Okay. That's fair.
That's
My problem is that I'm like I know
you're on 24 hours a day. Here it goes,
I'm
7 days a week.
24/7.
Oh wow! How long did it take you to get that one in there, Dave?
I was waiting. I was actually waiting. To be honest with you, I think you are getting old, Dasher, because I was waiting maybe 10 minutes for you to say it.
For me to say it? Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. Look, that is fair. There are people, like my father-in-law is also a doctor, and he's been on call. Thank God. I believe it was his last Shabbos on call a few weeks ago. So he is retired from that life of being on call on Shabbos and Sunday and Monday. But it's a lot, and it's really, really exhausting to like you're saying, John, that you have so many messages to now catch up on and to respond to. It's a lot. For sure.
So do we have a practical? Do we want to tell people, hey, here's...
I mean, I think we all have to find time for yourself.
There is this app that we bought, and it comes with this thing. You have to, like, use it. It's called the Brick, where you could actually brick your phone to make it, like, not work. I actually bought it. We have never used it. Not that my wife wanted me to buy it, because she said, why are you buying that? We're never going to use it, and we don't use it. So she was right.
I'm shocked, Asher.
No, she does say to me, like, do you want to brick your phone? And I'm like, I will brick my phone when I want to brick my phone. She's like, maybe do it now so you could be more present with the family. But I don't do that. It's almost like don't put baby in a corner when she says that. But regardless, I think that we've talked about this in the past about being mindful to turn our phones off. I think that this level of exhaustion that we're talking about, the fatigue, is because it's very hard to be present in multiple arenas at one time. To be a father, to be a mother or a sibling or whatever, and to be present in your house. And at the same time, worrying about the fantasy baseball league, worrying about the shul, worrying about all these different things and work and school. And it's too much. And worrying about we need to be able to turn something off, and it can't be our family. It has to be.
But I'm going to say something even further. Not only technology. I think part of the fatigue is that we're always on in general.
Yes.
And I think it's important to take a little bit of time, whether or not you exercise, which I haven't done in like 25 years, or whether or not it is that you.
So I wanted
whatever
I'm glad
it
you said
is
that.
that your outlet is to make sure that you do it, because I think that that's also refreshing for your body.
100%.
So I'm glad you said that, because I looked up. I was, John did his research. I did my research on fatigue, and I looked it up on the Mayo Clinic, because I wanted to know what were the reasons. Now, obviously, there are 30 diseases, which, of course, I have all of them because that's the type of hypochondriac that I am. But here are lifestyle factors. Okay, here we go. Alcohol or drug use. So I don't drink and I don't use drugs. Eating poorly. I certainly do that. You guys, eating poorly?
Yeah. And
I'm getting better,
drugs, yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, certain medications.
Say that over again. We don't need to do alcohol and drugs.
Skipped it. Oh, oh, that's staying in. Anyway, so medicine such as ones used to treat allergies or cough. So, certainly take those. Not enough sleep. Guilty. too little physical activity. That's what you were saying.
Guilty.
But then on the other side, this is the reason why I don't exercise. Too much physical activity.
That's
could make you really tired. I don't want to be more tired, so I don't want to exercise at all.
I will tell you.
You also don't want to be like out of breath when you get to the bathroom. You know?
Right. That's true. But I'll tell you, guys know I do a lot of bike riding, and I feel so much better on the days when I go for a ride. 100% feel better.
Yeah, except for when I used to bike ride with you, and then I got tendonitis in my leg. So it doesn't always
tendonitis in your elbows from bike riding
and elbows.
Did I ever, guys? I know this is. I don't want to interrupt the Mayo Clinic, but just put it on hold for a second.
No, I'm done with the Mayo Clinic.
Did I ever tell you what happened that time? The first when I bought a bike.
No.
In my married life. So we were in the apartment building in Brooklyn, and I told Avi, I said, I want to get healthy. I want to start bike riding again.
Oh, I do know this story.
Right? And we were walking, and we were looking into bikes. I didn't want to spend so much because I didn't know how long this would last. And I got a bike. It was half built, and a friend came, and he put it together. And I'm like, I got to go biking. I got to try this thing. And I got the new helmet. I got the bike. We go outside, and I rode. I was like, be careful. You know, it was already like 10 o'clock at night. She's like, be careful. I rode to the middle of the block. We were on I and 16. I drove to maybe the middle of the block, in between I and J. And I put the bike. I'm feeling like lousy. I put the bike. I lock it up. And next thing you know, I call Avi. Said, you have to come downstairs. She's like, why? I'm like, just come downstairs. Come down the elevator. She goes down the elevator. I was laying, and this is like full circle, because I was laying half in the garbage room, right? So this virus, I could have had it 16 years ago. Half in the garbage room, and half by the elevator. You couldn't even open up the elevator. I was white as a ghost. I passed out. 10,
half a block,
literally like 10 pedals of bike riding. Not even, everybody's doing these 30-mile things. I don't think I did 30 feet.
Oh dear.
And I was white as a ghost. I passed out. So be careful with exercise.
Be careful.
I don't recommend it.
I don't recommend it either. You're 100% correct. Do you ever see somebody who didn't exercise pull a muscle? Did you ever see somebody need rotator cuff surgery because they didn't exercise? No, forget about it. I'm not.
Not a lot of Achilles tears.
Yeah, I'm not exercising ever again. Never.
When was the last time you saw a fat person have a heart attack? I mean, come on.
Oh boy!
And we found our first clip of the episode.
I will say this. I will say for if you're able to, taking sick days, I appreciate those a lot more. Just coming back to the idea of resting, absolutely taking a sick day to just do nothing is an amazing feeling.
So I take David
highly
days.
recommended.
You take David.
Take what?
David days are days where I just take off and I do my own stuff.
Well, you go to see movies, right?
I do anything, yeah, but twice a year or so I do David days.
When I was younger, I used to take quote unquote mental health days more frequently. Nowadays, it's just not possible with the kids, and it doesn't work out. So whatever. But you're right. I think that's true. Take a day for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shame in it.
Are we ready for question of the week?
We're ready. I'm ready for it.
Okay, here we go. And we actually, by the way, Asher, for the record, who accuses me of making up questions of the week. We had
for episode upon episode upon episode.
We never made up.
Never.
But, here we go. Never. So somebody emailed us, and if you want to claim it, you could still.
Yeah, they didn't sign this.
And sponsor question of the week, by the way. We're looking for sponsors for question of the week. And if you want to sponsor the entire episode, we're happy to have sponsors. John is looking into one of his business, whatever it's called, connections, who is going to be our first sponsor. But we would love to have our first sponsor be you. Go ahead.
So question of the week.
I like how you licked your finger there. And then again.
It's one line.
Where is it? Exactly. Like, where did you bury this?
Hey, where the heck is this? Give me a second.
From Anonymous in Comac.
Bear with me here. Here we go. We got an email.
Yes.
From somebody in Comac, New York, and the last four of their phone number was 0476.
I don't think that they were really in Comac, New York, because somebody told me they sent this question in.
I don't know, but that's where their phone was bought, maybe.
Fine. It's a burner. People are embarrassed. People are embarrassed to write.
Is that why sometimes our numbers are low? People are listening to us on burner accounts?
Exactly. That's what it is.
Oh my God.
It's a from one. If you can live in any Parsha, what would it be?
So is this our first non-food related? It might be. It depends what Dave answers.
No, we've had none.
We have never had a non-food related question of the week. Never.
No, I think we had the last one was non-food, but you made it food.
Okay, so we're not gonna.
No, last one was food.
I think John went first on our our naming rights for round robin something whatever. John went first. So Dave, I think you should go first. What Parsha?
So I would have to say, I was thinking like by Kriyas Yamsuf, but then I realized that's exercise.
You have to walk through it. It's not like you had to swim. Hashem made it easier.
Actually, you know what? I'll be that person.
It's literally the old man part of the pool where you could walk, and you're complaining that you have to walk.
We sing from Prince of Egypt. There can be miracles when you believe.
Asher, I'm just picturing Moshe comes and tells everybody, Hashem's freed us. We're going to go. Everybody, let's go. And Dave raises his hand. Do we have to go? No. Are there chariots?
I wouldn't do that. But like maybe 5 minutes in, John, I'll be like, hey, you guys go. I'll catch up.
That's why
Dave lays down.
That's why it took 40 days for us to get through the desert, because Dave was resting.
40 years in the desert because Dave was taking his time.
I'm sleeping here. So it's not Kriyas Yamsuf.
No. That's my pick. I'm going to stick.
Okay.
He's sticking with
it was probably a pretty cool... speaking of kumsitz, people like kumsitz. We were probably singing like crazy down that walkway.
Yeah. I like it.
Enough.
And they had hand shmura matzah on the trip.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice, John. You are up.
I'm gonna go Noach. I love the Noach story to be in that parsha. Now, yes, probably I wouldn't survive.
You'd be dead.
In that parsha. I'd be dead.
I think the questioner is not saying would you be a person there. He's saying a fly on the wall during the time of.
No,
this
it said, do you want which? What? Okay.
Yes, but I don't think the questioner is saying that you would be dead.
That's like, John, you're amazing. You picked something that you'd be dead in.
Well, John is.
Are you the Bechor?
Yeah.
Parsha's Bechor also. You want to pick that next?
I think John always thinks of death as he has reached his 90s.
I think the whole Noach story would be just so cool to see how the teva and the animals, but also the afterwards of like restarting everything, just all the craziness going on in the world, like literally so crazy that God's like, enough. I've had enough of literally all of you. Like we're gonna start over. I think it'd be cool. I also like in like the end of Noach when you have like all the names and all those people started countries. Everything is so weird.
I think back to Asher, you would want to be a fly on the wall for that thing.
Yes, I would want to watch it as an observer, not, hey, I'm alive. Then the flood starts like, oh, that didn't work.
Look at that guy building that up.
I knew that was gonna happen, man. I think for me, I would probably want to live through the Parshios of Yosef. I think that is it's like my favorite part of the Torah. I find it just that so dynamic and confusing about the parenting choices, how they're really fighting, what ended up leading to Yosef and Mitzrayim. So to me, I find that very fascinating. And those are the Parshios I'd like to live through. So I would say like Vayishev, Miketz, Vayigash. Yeah, that whole thing.
Can I ask you guys, is there a Parsha where if you could drop in and tell somebody under no circumstances should you do what you're about to do, like to change a thing because you're like, no, do not do that.
It's funny. I read a story from Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson. I think it was Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson, that when he was a kid, there was this woman in the shul that every year it got to Parshas Vayishev and she would scream out at the top of her lungs, don't do it. Don't sell Yosef. Don't do it. And she was
Good
like
advice.
traumatized. And then they got the Rebbetzin into the shul. I'm probably forgetting. It's probably somebody else, but I'm pretty sure that's where I read it. And she was like traumatized. And they got the Rebbetzin to speak to her. And the next year, she's like, no, I told him last year and he still did it. I wish that I had that same connection with the Parshios, but it was a very nice story. But you're right. I find that in the Megillah, in Megillah's Esther, I find that I laugh when Haman comes to speak, and it's like, the dramatic irony gets to me every year.
Yeah, I mean, I also like we always have those like don't hit the rock, Moshe. Just don't do it.
Do it.
It'll come. Don't do it. Or obviously, the things that really screwed us for years, the Chet HaEgel, I don't think anybody would have listened to me, but
right.
I think it'd be also. I think
it'd be funny to like go to Avraham when Sarah's like, you know what you should do? You should marry like our cleaning lady. And I feel like I always want to go up to Avraham and be like, under no circumstances should you do this. This is a terrible idea. Do not do this.
Wait, just to make it all first full circle. I'm not we at Baruch Hashem, thanks to our guests, thanks to our team, we've really grown over the past several months, and I think it's truly incredible. But imagine like we were the podcast that they told to like spread the word, like not to do the Chet HaEgel. And then like only like 30 people listen.
Also like and subscribe. Don't do Chet HaEgel, but like.
For God's sake, answer the contest.
And send in a question of the week. Oh my God.
I mean, the question of the week has been our biggest engagement. People love it. They love the week.
Or everybody who listens to the podcast and tells us the likes and subscribes and tells us the word gets on Noach's Ark, Noach's table.
Also, I really want people.
And then, like, everybody's like, "Oh, I forgot about that podcast."
I really want people to start commenting on our YouTube page. Also, like, throw a comment at the bottom. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you anything.
Not just anti-Semitic comments.
Yeah,
also,
that's true.
Also, other comments
we seem to get no matter what. So keep them coming, I guess. But the nice ones.
Yes.
What is your answer for the question of the week? Put it down there in the comment section.
And I would love to hear from our listeners. Comment, send us an email. You can email us carpoolguyspod@gmail.com or on one of our social medias. But tell us, are you exhausted? What is exhausting you? And how do you combat that exhaustion? Maybe we'll read a couple answers in the next show. And let us know what you guys think. Guys, it's been a great show.
Great show.
Great show.
It's a lot of fun. So just a reminder, everybody, please follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating. And we got some fun episodes coming up, so stay tuned for more.
4.5. Would you be upset about a 4.5?
I mean, I'll take a 4.5.
You can do half.
There's always room for growth.
It's not Amazon.
That's true.
Yeah, with a comment. Why? Why did I only give them 4 stars?
That's true. Okay.
All right. Sit tight.